Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Moran and you are on Moran Arcana. Today is going to be a little bit of a haul of all the decks that I've acquired for the last couple of months, and I'm I'm saying most of them arrived in June and July, so it feels like that's why I felt like okay, I need to do a video because it feels like a lot in 2 months. But I have an explanation. I've just been addicted to Vinted, and I got most of the decks on Vinted. It's great because you can find very good decks for very good price, and some of them I have really had a bargain finding them because some of them are kind of like out of print, or there's a new edition that came out, so it's not really out of print, but the old edition is a little bit harder to find. Anyways, I will let you know all the prices and everything. And yeah, just I just wanted to say that because sometimes we think, oh yeah, I'm getting like so many decks and I have so much money, but no, it's just because I found deals, and I buy them secondhand. And yeah, you can build your practice, you can build your collection of decks if that's what you want for cheap price. But anyways, there are a few Kickstarters. There's two Kickstarters. There's one completely new, and then no, two completely new, I think, and then the rest are, well, maybe three, and then the rest are Vinted. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead with this one first because it's kind of new and not new. So as some of you know, I really wanted to learn about this system. I'm just gonna show you how it's called. It's called l'Oracle G. It's a French deck created by Gérard Barbier, which is why it's called G, because the first two letters of his name are the name of the deck. And basically, I got this copy, which is my first copy that I bought many years ago, but I never really got into learning this deck, and I started to write down recently the keywords of the cards, just to learn, to do readings, to learn. And the more I do readings, the more I learn about, what this card means. Um, the more I will learn, and I won't need to have the keywords anymore. So what I've done is I found one version again on Vinted that is, I found it for super cheap, found it for like €8. That is an original one. So it's from someone that got the original Oracle G. So the colors are a bit different. The drawings are a little bit more patchy, I would say, and more less clean, let's say. But it's an original version, so I was very happy to find it because again, it's a deck that if you want the original one, people are usually putting a very high price. But I think I got this one for like, I can't even remember. I want to say either €5, €8, or something like this, because it didn't come with a box, it didn't come with anything. It just came with this little guidebook, and it came like this in a elastic band, and then protected, in a box, and that's it. You received this. But I didn't care about receiving the box or receiving anything else because I already had the box and I threw it in the bin, and I just have this one. But yeah, that's one of them. So again, it's like new but not new. It's just a deck that I got because I wanted to learn about the system, and I wanted one version that as soon as I'm done learning the system, that I know all the cards I can use without the keywords on it. Next one is not a new one for anyone. Is the Angelarium Oracle of Emanation. Again, I found this on Vinted for €8, I think. And it's a deck that I've always been interested in. These are the bags. It's published by Rockpool. No, Los Carabeos, sorry, with all the languages. But I've always been interested in this deck, but I never really wanted to spend the money to get it because I didn't know if I would like it or not. And it's a deck that is only 33 cards, so I think it's quite expensive still for the amount of cards that you get. So I didn't want to spend the money. to then not liking it or not using it, and then having to, you know, sell it for a cheaper price because I don't want it anymore in my collection. So I got it for like €8 on um, Vinted. So again, it was a bargain. I love the bags as well. I think I've shown them already, but and I like this deck because it's like a depiction of angels, but you know, not little cherubim angels with cute faces and little wings. It's just more like, I would say, like a biblical depiction of the angels. It's a little bit scarier. The shapes are a bit weird, a bit odd, but they correspond to, you know, what the angel represents. Love this one. But yeah, it's a little bit different and it's still considered like angels. So I liked it. I liked it, and I wanted to see if I would read with it and how it would work, what kind of system it was based on, and everything. So I got it. I don't know if I will keep it because I haven't used it yet, but at least I know if I don't keep it, it's okay. I can just put it back on Vinted for like €8. Maybe I will do the same price, and it means that I won't lose any money. So that's another one. Then I'm going to show you this one. So this one is a deck that, again, so I'm gonna explain you because we're having a lot of divinatory system, divinatory decks that we're gonna see in this video. And since I'm back in France, my algorithm on YouTube is also giving me French tarot readers, and pretty much all of them, if not most of them, if not all of them, sorry, that's the right way to say the sentence, are using this type of divinatory systems. So it's not like for self-development, it's not for, you know, it's really to predict what's going to happen to you or to the world. Some of them do like collective readings with you know, the what's happening on the politics side, what's happening on in the world. So it's very interesting to watch, and it's very interesting to see how their prediction is coming to fruition. And I just wanted to get into the divination type of decks instead of, like, you know, self-development and giving you advices and all these type of things. I really wanted divinatory decks, and I think this one is one of them. For example, the Eteia decks. So there are few versions of this deck. I got this one because it's the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. Again, it's a deck that is really popular. So if you try to find one on Vinted, you can spend a lot of money, or the deck will be very badly damaged. So I did, again, it's something, I think I paid €16, €17, €18. So I didn't want to spend the money to get this deck if I wouldn't like it or wouldn't use it. But this, I like this. It comes with a little pouch as well, so it's two-part hard box with a linen finish. You have the guidebook here that is, you know, everything that you need to know about the deck. And to me, this deck and some of others that I got is more like on the divinatory side of things. These are the backs, by the way. So again, because there are different versions, you will have different backs. Most of them have a different. Most of the people I watch, I mean, have a different version of it. They probably have the first version of the deck, which the backs is different. Is like dark blue and white. So if you see this deck with a dark blue and white back, it means that it's probably like an older version, let's say. But yeah, I think it's more like obviously it's based on the tarot. So you have, you know, like here you have the Five of Cups, and but it doesn't describe the same, like the keywords are not the same as in the tarot. So it's on complete system, and you have one keyword there and one keyword there that are different, kind of. So here it says heritage, and then here it says parents. So it's kind of like same-ish, but depending on how you draw it, then you can, you know, make divination type of readings, and it's very interesting. I must say, like, I haven't used it yet because I guess this is one of them where you need to know how to use, and you need to understand the way it's being done, you know, like the intention being behind the creation of this deck. But it's a very yeah, it's a very interesting deck, and I just wanted to have it, you know, to understand. And that's, yeah, that's something that I'm very interested in, is developing like the divination part of tarot. So tarot and oracles, because most of the decks that I will show you later are kind of divinatory oracles more than tarot. I think this is the only kind of like divinatory tarot that I would consider is a tarot, but also is divinatory. But yeah, I'm interested in trying, you know, to do my own predictions and see how it plans out. And I know it can be dangerous, but I'm not, you know, I'm not someone that takes advices from cards as like the first thing I need to focus on. I have the ability to take a step back and be okay. This is what they say. Let's have a look at how it plans out. And I'm not gonna be living my life in fear or, you know, whatever. I will just make predictions and see how it plans out. And then if it happens that 1, 2, 3, 4 times it's correct, then I will be like, okay, well, it's working well to do predictions. Anywho, the next one, we're not gonna move on to the next divinatory part. I will speak about some Kickstarters. The first one I want to mention is this one, the Pixies Marseille Tarot, by Alejandro R. Rosan. A lot of us have received this deck. This is the book that came with it, so amazing. Like you see, like you receive a good like little pack. And this is his previous deck, the Rider Marseille Tarot deck. So it could look like it's the same, but the intention behind this is different. And you can see this is a Rider-Waite-Smith drawn in a style of Marseille. This is a Rider-Waite-Smith. No, it's Marseille as if Pixie would have drawn it. So it's kind of similar, but it's different. Now, I have few things to say about this one. I might do a walkthrough, I might not, I don't know. But let's speak about the book. The book is great. The book, I love the book. It's very good. It's all in color, glossy pages. It's explaining the story of, you know, like the Marseille, the Rider-Waite, and then it explains like this is the Rider-Waite, the Rider Marseille. So it's explaining like what was the intention behind this deck, and then it goes into, you know, the story of Pamela, and it shows it's a very great deck. You have a lot of things in this deck, and then it doesn't really give you an explanation necessarily of the meaning of the card, even if it does, but it's a lot more detailed about how it's being drawn and why it's being drawn this way, and it's great. So I love the guidebook. It's a very good guidebook. Now, the cards, I love them. Like, there's nothing wrong with the cards. The only thing I would say is that, and it's my fault, you know, it's not Alejandro's fault, so it's not. But I was expecting something like this. So I was expecting the same cardstock because it's a great cardstock. It's linen. It's a beautiful cardstock. It's so easy to shuffle, even if you like. I don't refer shuffle necessarily, but overhand is great. The size is great, and now you're gonna see like the difference between. It's almost half. It's bigger by half almost, more or less. So let me put this on the side for now. But yeah, so it comes with edges, which again I don't care about it. These are the backs. The backs are beautiful. I like this kind of like oldish aspect given to it, which is also given in the card as well, which makes them very beautiful. And I like this deck. I like the fact that it's, you know, it feels like a hybrid, like a very good hybrid between Marseille and Rider-Waite. You see here the Ace of Wands. That would be the wands wouldn't be like this, but this is the wands of the Tower Marseille, but you still have the elements of the Rider-Waite. So And here is the same. You have, the Marseille ones, but then you have the person holding the world in their hands. You have the castle and you have the sea, and so you have all the elements. And I love that. It's great. It's a great idea. It's very well executed, and I love it. It's just, to me, it's the production. I was expecting something like this because I love this. I love everything about it. I love the cardstock, um, the size, because it's linen. There's no edging, so I love everything about it, and I expected that it would be the same type of um, production than this, but it wasn't. And it's not Alejandro's fault. It's my fault for expecting something, and I think it's normal that it tries different things. I think this one feels a little bit more premium because of the way it's being produced. Um, so it's good in this sense, but I'm not sure first that I will use it, and I think it's more like a collector item that I will keep for a while, more than a deck that I will use, unfortunately, because I have this one as well. If I didn't have this one, I would probably say like, oh yeah, it's amazing, and I will use it for sure. But because I have this one, and even though it's not the same, obviously you can see, but it's kind of like similar, it's repeating the similar theme, I would say. And I'd rather have this because it's so easy to shuffle. It's so, like, it's tiny, not tiny, but it's good size. It's good cardstock, and I love it. So I'd rather have this one than the other one. So the other one, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not, to be honest. I don't know if it's just a collector item that I will keep, but I also know that if it's a collector item and I'm not using it, I will have a phase in my life next year or the year after where I will be like, okay, well, yes, fair enough, it's a collector item, but someone else can collect it than me. I don't want to collect it, so I will probably give it away. So we'll see how I feel about it, but yeah, I'm not disappointed. I was surprised. It's a great deck. The production quality is amazing. The book is amazing. The cards look beautiful. I was just expecting something, and because I don't know, I didn't read the details or whatever, I was disappointed in my expectations, but I'm not disappointed by the deck. The deck is amazing, if it makes sense. Anyways, next Kickstarter that I received also is this one by Tower Collectible. So it's wintry one. I think I ordered it last year in, I don't know, November or something like this. Can't remember. But if you know Tower Collectibles, they always do the same type of like decks where you have like a theme and then you have these beautiful stars. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but yeah, basically it's I'm gonna show you the backs as well because they're very cute. And you could choose the border here in the Kickstarter, so you could choose either this one or another one. I can't remember what it was, but you could choose the borders that you wanted, which is, kind of cute. There were several cards that came with it too, so you could replace the Hermit, for example. I think you could replace another one, which I can't remember exactly now, but it's just Rider-Waite-Smith that has a Christmas theme. Nothing. I think that's the one you could replace as well. Nine of Cups. Nothing. Nothing out of the ordinary or nothing that hasn't been seen before. Because I think they have also done several versions of a Christmas themed Rider-Waite-Smith. But yeah, that's another one that is very cute, and I can't wait to be around the Christmas period to really use this. I have another Christmas deck as well, the one by Llewellyn, which I forgot the name now. It's the Yule Tarot, I think it's called. That is yeah, I think it's called the Yule one. I can't remember, but you know which one I mean. Um, and it's good, but I wanted another one that is like literally a Rider-Waite-Smith clone that is on Christmas. So, and we received this little pouch. It's very cute, very, you know, Christmassy. So yeah, that's another Kickstarter, and I think that's the two Kickstarters that I received, and I received both of them a week from each other, let's say, and it was in July. Christmas in July. Next one, we're gonna go ahead with this one, which is, and I'm gonna show you this one at the same time. So this is the Oracle Belin. Again, it's a very famous French deck for divination. For those who haven't seen this one before, I'm gonna show you. I got this in my in a shop close to where I live. For it's a new one, so it's not a used one. It was there as, you know, it was all new with wrapped in paper and everything. So, but yeah, images are quite simple, but again, it's a divinatory deck. It's an oracle deck. There are 56, 57 cards, I can't remember, but it's divinatory. It's being used by many French readers as a tool for divination. It's not used as a tool for self-development or anything like this, you know, receiving message from your angels, even if technically that's the same, like receiving a message from the angels is kind of divinatory, but it's more like, what I want to say is more like to predict stuff in the future. It's not used to say like, oh yeah, your angels are behind you and they're protecting you and blah blah blah. It's not used like this. It's used as a divinatory system where you predict the future with the cards. So again, it's one that I will use, try to make predictions, see how it goes, and see if it works. So very nice. It was complete square, so it was hurting a little bit with um, the sharp edges, but I have a little thing that can do corners like this, so I use this, and it's now rounded corners, which I rather have. So Oracle Belin, this is another divinatory oracle that is very famous. You even have a little card here to say like the the press, or like, you know, all the journals, they spoke about it, and you have little quotes from the journals that have said like, oh yeah, it's an amazing deck. Here it says like one of the representative deck, the most famous amongst occult science. So it's like an article, like it's like a title or a quote of an article from a journal. So it's very nice. And here the second card is like saying is hand-drawn thing from Berlin, and it says like basically it's yours, your card, and it says like it's been drawn by who and who, and it was there to predict you know, stuff to people and blah blah blah. So very nice deck. Oops, I put it in the wrong order. So let's start again. But I'm quite happy to have this one. It's very it's like a staple for every French person using divinatory system. So Oracle Belin, and for my birthday, my mom sent me this, which is a small Tarot Marseille and a small Oracle Belin. And when I say small, it's tiny. So let's have a quick look at these. It comes in this box with these two things here where you can put the decks, and it says in the shadow of the arcanas, the past and the future meet each other. And it's tiny. So we have a Town Marseille, which I love because it's in purple, but it's tiny. Like, oh my god, it's so ridiculously tiny. I don't know if I'm gonna use this because it's so little that I don't even know if I will use it. But I love the colors on this Tarot Marseille. I think there is a bigger version of this one, so I might buy the bigger version because I love this small version so much. I love the purple edges, I love the coloration, so I might buy this one in a bigger size. And then we have the L'Oracle Belin, which I just shown you, so I'm not gonna show you again, but We have the l'Oracle Belinda is there, and it's so tiny. I said I'm not gonna show you again, but I'm gonna show you because again it's edged in. It's a bit brighter as well. As you can see, the colors are brighter, but it's the same deck. Essentially, it's the same deck. It's very tiny, but yeah, it's been edged in this kind of brown color, and you have the same cards inside. But it's very cute, but it's so tiny. I'm not sure I'm gonna use it. Like it's yeah. I like when I have tiny decks, but this is so tiny. I'm not even like I don't even know if I'm gonna use it. Anywho, so my mom sent me this for my birthday, and it was cute. Next one, we're gonna go ahead with this. So again, it's a divinatory, and it says on the name, divinatory cards of Algariel. Algariel, we don't really know what it is. We don't know if it's the author that has channeled like a being called Algariel. We don't know if it's because it's based on his dreams. We don't know if it's like the realm he's traveling to in his dreams. But anyways, one of my favorite oracle deck. Like I had an instant love for this deck. So these are the backs. They look so nice. And there's no keywords. It's just a depiction of things. And I loved it instantly. And instantly, almost, I could read with this. I could read with this because I understood straight away the messages that have been given to me by this deck. Except some cards like this one, the soldier, you need to know the meaning of this. And I love the fact that also the author is saying like, I've given you some indication of what the meanings could be, but also use your intuition. So use your intuition and use what you want. So like, for example, the black cat for him is representing like independence, but for me it's also representing this, but also an aspect of luck, because I consider black cats to be a sign of luck and not bad luck. So in a reading it could be this, but here you can easily see like there is two options being presented to you. One is climbing there, and one is opening the door. Which one are you gonna do? So yeah, it's so good, and I love the drawings. It's only again 33 cards, but this deck doesn't need more. This is again a card that you needed to learn because it's called like the Le Passeur, which means like everything is temporary, but you have this ghostly kind of figure almost about to disappear. So it's so intuitive and so easy, and I don't know, I absolutely love this deck. I loved it instantly when I received it. I love the illustration, and to me, the only time it happened like this, where I love a deck like this so much and I understand straight away what's happening, happened with when I first started to read tarot again with the Light Seers. I opened the deck and I looked at the pictures, and I kind of gathered the meaning of the pictures and the meaning of the cards by looking at the pictures. So I understood straight away, and that's why it didn't take me very long to learn the Rider-Waite-Smith, thanks to the Light Seers, because I understood almost straight away. And this is the same that happened with this deck. It's going to be one of my favorite Oracle deck of all time, probably. So next, we're going to go with another, and this one again, I got it on Vinted for 10 euros. And it's not something that is easy to find at this price. Another one that was a bargain that I found on Vinted, and actually I'm gonna speak to you about this and this as well. I'm gonna put it here to show you and to speak about something, even if we all know, but this is the Oracle of the Triad. Again, this is something that is has been republished. It's different now. It's a white version, so the backs are white. I'm gonna show you the backs now. Actually, the backs are white instead of being this blue. You still have the gold and you have the white edges instead of black. But this is a deck that if you want this version, it's ranging from the cheapest I found was 40 euros, and it can go up to 150, depending, 200, depending if the box is damaged or not, if it's a new version or not, if it comes with the book or not. I got this for 8 euros. I got this for 8 euros because the box was battered. There's no guidebook coming with it. I even had to put tape on the box because it was so battered that the card would slip out. But again, I don't care. I don't care about having, the book. I don't care about the box being battered because I'm using the cards. I'm not using the box to read. I'm not gonna put the box here and say like, yeah, let's read the box. No, I don't care about this. The guidebook, I can find, meaning. If I really want to find the meanings, I can find the meanings online. I can watch YouTube videos about this deck. That there are people doing series of explaining, the cards meanings. Even for this one, if I didn't have the book, it's the same. The author, Alcide Nathanael, has done his own series explaining the cards meaning, why he's drawn this like this. So there are resources for this deck. So if you don't care about all of this, about the books, about the box being battered, you can find very good deals. I paid this 8 euros. 8 euros because just because the box was battered, there's no guidebook with it, but the cards are fine. You can see that they've been used, of course, but I don't mind this either. It gives it a little bit of a story, a different energy. But anyways, let's look at the card again. It's a very divinatory system. It's not something for self-development or anything like this. I don't think there is an English version, but I think there are versions where you can find the book in English. But yeah, it's a very unique deck. There are a lot of symbolism. And yes, it's divinatory, but this one goes a little bit deeper. It will show you also, the why and the how it's going to happen, and it happens because you didn't watch it. Like, let's say, for example, you try to predict something in the future for yourself. It will explain you why it's happening, how it's happening, like not how it's happening, but why it's happening. So it will tell you, yeah, well, you didn't look at this that happened, 3 weeks ago, or a month ago, or a year ago. So now the result is this going to happen. It's kind of like this, the profound way it's speaking. And it's very surprising because this deck mixes a lot of different systems. There's the Kabbalah, there's the planetary thing. So there's astrology, Kabbalah, there's Jewish letters as well, I think, in there. There's different symbolisms, and it's using different systems. There's Egyptian kind of mythology, there's Greek mythology, different things. You can see here, this is clearly Egyptian, here is Egyptian. So there are different influences, and it's the results of a lot of work. I think it was years of work, and the most surprising thing is this person that created this deck, who is called Dominique Duplat, is when he created this deck, and it's a deck that came out in 1990 or 1998, I think. I think it's been first launched in 1990. But anyways, what I wanted to say is this person was 18 years old, and that's why you won't find him on social media. That's why you won't, even now, you at the time you couldn't find him in 1988, for example, or anywhere. You couldn't find him on social media, you couldn't find him in the press, you couldn't find him anywhere. No one knew his face, you couldn't find him on YouTube, whatever. Because what happened is that he sent his the draft to publishing, this publishing edition, which is the Gange publishing edition publishing company. He sent this, and in his brief he said he's described himself. So I'm 18 years old and this is my deck and blah 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 blah. Rejected. He tried again a couple of months after. He removed his age and he was accepted. And I think people at the time didn't take him seriously because he was 18 years old and creating a deck. But then he's got approved when he removed his age, and it became a success straight away. Every French person has heard of this deck, has owned this deck at some point, still owns this deck. So it's very good. It's a part of history, and I'm very glad that I got it for €8. But yeah, again, it's a thing that I wanted to mention, is that you can find very good deals for good decks that, at the end of the day, €8 is the price that we should pay for a deck that is like this. The box is battered, but some people will put decks that I think I've seen decks that are worse than this for a higher price, like €30 or €35, just because it's this version of the Oracle. But at the end of the day, it's just a deck of cards. But anyways, that's another topic. And I wanted to mention this because with this deck, I got this deck as well. So it was a package. So for €8, really, I got two decks. So this one I'm not gonna use. You can see it's been used by the person, but I'm not gonna use because it's a fake one. And people, if that's the first time you step on my channel, if you're starting really with divination and oracles and tarot and everything like this, you might not be aware of this, but there are fake decks being printed. So the way to recognize it is that I'm gonna show you, because I have the real version, and I just brought this because I wanted to show you. So the box, like the difference between this and this is the box. First of all, here you have a two-part box. Here you have just like a tuck box that is ridiculous. The size, you can obviously see the size is different. Here you have a QR code. You don't have a QR code here because the QR code is the guidebook. But when you buy a deck that is authentic, you receive the guidebook with it. So you have the guidebook here. It's not a QR code. And the size of the card is obviously tiny. So you have here the real version, and you have here the not real version. So you can see already the difference of colors, the size is so tiny, the difference of colors. Like even if it's not the same card, you can see that it's different. Okay, so that's how you spot a fake oracle deck. If you're just new to the divinatory world and you're just starting and you wonder what's the difference, like everyone is speaking about fake decks, how do they know it's a fake deck? This is how you know. If as soon as the thing that you can identify on Vinted, for example, is that you ask for if is there a QR code on the box. If there is, it's 99% of the time a fake, because I know only one deck that has a QR code that is not a fake, and it's I think it's called the Akashic Tarot, and the tiny version of it has a QR code. But that's the only one I know that is not a fake that has a QR code. And I think the QR code is there and it's black. As long as you have a QR code like this on the box, it's already, you know it's a fake. You don't have a guidebook. The cards are tiny. So another sign is to check the sizes of the cards. Ask the person if they can give you the size. If it's tiny compared to the original, it will be like, I think oracle cards, I think it's something like maybe 7 to 14 or something like this. If it's like, I don't know, 5 or 4 5, it's a fake. So that's just the little little mention of fake decks. I'm gonna put these two ones now because again I bought this one because I really wanted I think actually I got this with this. I can't remember. But anyways, I wanted this deck as well. I've seen it many times, and sometimes I have phases where I'm very much into my angelic um, phase, like angelic energy, connecting to angelic energy. So I really wanted this deck. I've seen it many times, and again, it's something that I didn't really want to spend the money without knowing if I would like it. It feels a little bit more predictive in a way as well, so that's also what attracted me. You basically have a message here from your angel. So here it's like, if you believe, get more informations, you are ready, confidence, improvement of your health, recovery, success, ask help from others, no. So it's very I feel it's very more predictive than the other one. This is the back, but yeah, it's very very cheesy in a way. It's very it's very much Doreen Virtue slash Radley Valentine coded. Um, this cheesiness and this explosion of colors, and yeah, it's a true one by Doreen Virtue when she was still it's something again I found on Vinted. um, and yeah, I found on Vinted for like I think €5. And with this I also got this, which is the literal color of angels, and this is just tiny cards that you can see on many different versions, and it's just a message. So it's just a message from angels. So let's give an example. Here you have integrity, be I'm not gonna do this one because I can't translate it. I know how to translate it, but I'm gonna try to find a simple one that I can easily translate. So inspiration, a new idea is coming out with a nice and soft whisper inside of your heart. Um, Listen and act. Follow the inspiration coming from above. So it's very simple messages. But I got this for free basically. She put it in the box. She didn't tell me she would put it, so I paid €5 for the deck, and then inside there was this. This is also the thing on Vintage. You can find people are very kind, and I've received many gifts. I received another thing, I don't know how it's called. It's called macrame in French, and it's basically like cords that you can put a pot of flower. So it's very random, but people usually put little gifts. But anyways, let's move to the next one, which is pure impulse buy, pure I was curious, I wanted to know, and it's called the Tarot of the Confined, or the Tarot of the People Locked Down. It's being done during the pandemic, COVID-19. So it's being done during this time, and it sounded very crazy and stupid, and it's not a deck that I will use, but I thought it was funny. uh, I didn't pay €24 for that. I paid €5 for that. So you receive a little guidebook. It's by the publisher Arcana Sacra, which is very famous as well, and it's completely like a crazy deck, and even the meanings are just like, I don't know. It's completely crazy, and it's only 22 cards. It came with this. I haven't done it. It came with it, so wrapped in a mask, and it's just stupid. It's just so stupid. So the names have been renamed. So here is the chariot, but here is called the ambulance. Here is the is it the sun or the moon? I'm not too sure. Oh, 6. So it's not even the sun or the moon, it's the lovers. And it says the suspicious. He is called asphyxia. So all the names have been renamed. He is the I don't know how to translate this, because it's not subconscious or unconscious. It's just it's I don't know how to translate this. He is the nurse, the professor. So here's the Hanged Man, for example, and here it says the start of a virus. Yeah, the schizophreniac. I don't know if you say it correctly, but here's the washing machine, the tests with the strength, putting a test inside the lion's, or yeah, lion's nose. So it's just very stupid. This one, the slave with all the paper. Oh god, it's just reminiscent of a time that was crazy. Big Brother with the TV, we were receiving all the news from the TV. That's the time I stopped watching TV, by the way. The chaos, because I was so tired of hearing the same thing all over again. But yeah, completely crazy deck. It's not a deck that I will use, but I thought it was hilarious that someone created a deck about people being, in lockdown. Come on. I'm gonna try to put it on the other side because it doesn't want to do it. Anyways, I'm gonna put it like this for now and I'll sort it later. But yeah, €5. I was just curious, and that's it. And the next one and the last one is one that I bought for myself, is the Luminous Flow Tarot. And I've seen this on Simon's Live and I fell in love with it, so I decided to buy it. It became available on Salon des Arcanes, which is the kind of French version of Cheryl as at Oneness Emporium in the UK. So I'm not gonna do a walkthrough, but I just wanted to show you some cards, and I absolutely love it. The back is gorgeous with these beautiful butterflies that are in foil in this kind of greenish blue. The edges are as well are beautiful, but it's more the images. The images are so pretty of this deck that I'm even thinking that it could replace my Light Seers deck. I know, it's crazy. Sounds insane for me to say that, but because it's so pretty and I still get the same meanings, it's easy to read. The only thing I would say is that it reminds me a little bit too much of the Unfolding Path Tarot, which I didn't really like. So I'm not too sure if what I said before with the Light Seers Tarot is correct, but it's so easy to shuffle as well. But I did my interview, I did the interview with this deck. Oh, I love this card. And it was very surprisingly nice, and in the way that it will teach me this and that. Actually, the spread is inside this book, so I've done the spread. There are many spreads, but there's one that is interview of your deck, which here is there. Luminous Flow deck interview spread. So the answers were very good, and I don't know, I like this deck, and I think he might replace the Light Seers. I think the Light Seers, of course, is one of my favorite deck, and it will always be one of my favorite deck because of everything that I've explained in one of the episodes of Moran Arcana Lounge. It's the one that started it all, so I will always love it. But I think it's coming to its end in terms, like, I feel like the images are feeling a little bit childish in a way. I don't know if it's because it's always been, or it's because my practice of tarot has evolved and I feel more drawn to more adult drawings, and I feel like this one is the next step. It feels a little bit more elevated, a little bit more adult, even if it's drawings and it's colorful and it's all of this, it feels a little bit more elevated. That's all I can say. And I feel like the Light Seers has maybe run its course. I don't know. I might fall back to it at some point because I just love to use it. But yeah, that was the Luminous Flow Tarot, and that was the last deck. So thank you everyone for watching. Let me know if you have one or several of these decks, what you think of all the divinatory decks and all the divinatory thing. Is it something that you want to get into as well, or you're not interested? But yeah, let me know what you thought of this video, and also let me know what you think about the Pixies Marseille. I'm curious to know if you have the same feeling as me or if it's just me. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.